na di enkomobonechi na yenyina yenya entiase wo nieme bia empo bia che ya dwene anase yepese yehunu edefa honorable eho honorable mo akaba bibia bokode bibia boko o ho ayefe anape Minister for sure say hey life after opposition and
life in opposition
life in sorry life in opposition life when the immediate yes. From power and in opposition and now why FFF say
nyame adumo say the debia make chire crofo pese be politics ni hia pa ni say ubeba politics ma wadwuma uni politics ma be kwakwe hia pa eniti ansa be politics na wanya adwuma bia yensa adwuma bia na wadwuma say empo unya politician what you akwe and e friend fall back platform
okay
senior bear way of living no and some be to your disadvantage many people who say be brand ko yi but you san be politics enye permanent job and follow any logic and the part to about all based on perceptions, not on realities. Obi beba no can say me say and you quarry and so it mean many pagidi and uwajuma na se unye politician ubenya juma for fryer and also bomb out to come again.
Okay.
So nebeya enye hunu me bri beba outside me obi obia crap so be we were just beginning me ubami ma be say hunu na enye juma anti they are minim se meka no enu na meka
say just what de wo ho enye solely on politics no
nyame na hwe so na no kwasem nu asebo ye kan na pempi ni panyini se yi policy to chei na ye adwuma nkasa and inshira wo crossing politics because
as a politics so ye som
politics na ye som e calling se bibi ba musa obeya o ko echirenye yi si jona o Bible nyame suma no anko no ko she adwene yem ezembeze bese adwene yem di nyame suma ye beko ene na die ko politics mu a edu ba bia na waka bukura ache na enso so empempi no yakopon osikwa bia ma wa de kwa fofo e papa
bia
ma wa woko
because were you forced into politics?
I wasn't forced by my training, by my orientation, by my association, and I have always been part of a level of politics because secondary school we could do from 5 na me school prefect and na adwumano leadership we could do university we could do final year na me SRC president calling me we SRC no so by national youth organizer for NPP calling and progression not necessarily as I say represent a community so or parliament and also a calling
okay so you bu umponko she ye chia wo line of politics no kwan wo fa so as at some point no o persist ye see ye share late kwajoba radio no ba onya ne baby ko woni ne ekugina ye onobo eyimedu enso kwa woni ne ko akansie na owura ban agiman say memory serve me writer ono so sa ni nyina say who persist ya pinko wanimu ansana eventually no wunya obi bebisa say a day pana na e push you she won kran a wo call primaries wo lose on paba who persist ya kopem say wunya the opportunity.
In fact question we know about related more to me time ni honorable ban we do a contest now asebia say nipa bi enim no and I want to tell you honorable ban we do madam Fupa in fact 96 me promote me prompt no say after 92 no ya nyanko election as parliamentary candidate na kira ba mo bu say onye bio in fact 96 no menene ko di komo se kwajo da bi so ko na ko enti mo bia necessary de boa bia no de boa no indeed say omo na o sata bi o ho mo bohu say samre no na itimi boa tie boa pa Mikai Professor Dubois.
I was a cafe.
BBM.
Okay.
Professor Dubois. In the year 1992, the campaign, no Obama ho, but Tammy chain. Na nipa bia wa continue say na I was supporting the campaign. Saturday na me pharmacy shop bi pick farbo. Very busy place. Otimi ba betra ho ma ene nkofo bonko be no. In fact, say catch your support to the co-party at the time. You marvel. Enti, minu so be jana chipa. Support to no ma 26 nyame ya do. Enti minu miru ye very close. Oba minche olegon be fie susu a ye close pa. Enti 2008 no. In fact, I support no be six up time. Onu akasa ana ka chem se kwa wi ade no. Me to me could be Yahumboa and take over from me.
Oh, no one if you need people. It is said about this, I will be contested. No, but Kunya free in Semenya.
On one casa, I did delegates no cry or listening, mammy. The numbers, mammy said, me contact you. And you were now on your active because no feeling say on your view.
Okay.
Now, at the time, no, your constituency executives. No. For one reason or the other, Papa Bakuyo, the Biano can say, and the way you empty me running your MP. Until I quite remember on an occasion, 24 be any more beside say, and the way, why day, what did you attend now, or you be a child now? So again, what's it be? And the answer no to quote him. And there, we shall not take away him, or shall not to not take away from. The concept of wager. But Miss Mitiviasi, a dear me digimania capital. Miss Media,
and a mawaniji,
and a mamaniji. A ticadi, matomi brain, will be brain so any time in life. Minim says, anything to make myself happy, this metoka. And no crab, no can say crab. I'm in the process. Hey.
So we also almost sure because too luxurious and your wounds are quite intimidating.
Maybe anywhere a manager simatoka for because mean to me no munsa me no bibia me yahi intimidia say me yaka be tough for na manager.
I see.
I don't know, but I don't understand, but that is mine.
And no one also say and also yes I say akasa no obo so say even obeko politics mu crampo na nya wadwuma bia eno di sika brew won say because say wo de wo ho say be wo sika bi ntino so no e ma obi aso ntimi eme ye wanimu rofu bi no so ka ho
so ukaba e so na client ba kuti ha
honorable na e de ne kai en toka o
papa no tia wo so ko sisi ya we e shero ho pa who is that? And he didn't be paid when the Pantan Bisharon. Oh, will be easily met me to have Missika.
Oh, yeah, 8. And the night is a definition of J and they say, and they would take car we much now.
They didn't understand, said Mrs. and I miss me hoping.
Okay.
But Pa say, we were catching say, and the appear could be when did my now.
Talking about AJSM would buy the meaning say and some can what to be. Obipeka say Abrea, you know, the recent elections here ko year in Kunimdi Amba Wafano. And I'm from Yakeka even wo constituency executives crampono in a way yanka wo ho asempa to say JSM ya unti wanimu and many pa. And the BI is all about wo share wo constituencies no nipa wo hono mo ye and no so ye no say
there na ya wo mun say the became perception
okay
ke bai na ka mo yesem chofo ya mo so mo bo the room man foti na ko na also we dey also perspective aba
intini ya bwa area ya to
so kwa santia chimpo no na obi akacho say that say why see na constituency executives na no more ebi no more expectations we too high sir more expectations too high me dey metimi
okay
e dey ma omu nyina ne even constituency and so the story is different omo ankasa no constituency executives no we say have they been better off or they been worse off no yeah omo ankasa decision
but at some point you know who feels says or gange up against you ana
human nature most times you know until be easy for you to form alliances against the person on the certain no yeah kase ebia now more expect bibi kase bia obi ho me na medical university tua no kanyina toka krasa man so jambonti anu didi watem
kana yeso dem ntinu ye dwe no sa to bi ma
me to bi man enso so onu no e toka man no be say tua the school fees nyina man no to ewie school onu so so na ya mini hoyi nyini se na anka mi ho na mi yesi dia na mi yema no be kope
na
so I too late
wo be ka say ne trigger no pa and it is say before na wo be ba no these were executives na oni omo ye wo be ka say o wa wo nkrofo a oni omo ye ye den na e be do point bi ama I mean almost everybody were against you e dia de pa
it is not everybody but some of them and they make us
the majority of them
majority of them senior na make and so your politics na you know so woman na otiase eni pa bi o ho a omo feel say politics no e am full time job
okay
enti se da bia no obako ho anye se efiri MPO baby bi anye se efiri MPO me kai say the beginning of it no be say as gracia se obechemai so but as gracia no ye can say as gracia there is nothing like that the omuni say
there's nothing like as gracia
let me explain to you the omuni say obey MP obey MP you tia o kati say near previous MPs no you but at the end of the term no na your party committee some who hear emoluments for MPs and number who say oh can I see a kase and see a 4-year salary unya increment bia for the whole 4 years no enti ordinarily ke ya who be start year no and they say your mount condition of service
okay
I just say see a kase and you be use previous parliaments salaries in betua enti bedu time who be exit no the former committee presidential committee on emoluments they determine say na kase etua kase year we na se etua kase year we this etia accumulating nyina na earned income unpaid no I consolidated na on earned income unpaid and na yet to be extension there's nothing in any of the statutes
let's say obaka say in a way na allowances ananka ese de mo increment
allowances salary
no increments no
increments na ese
amba no na accumulate
the real salary and consequential increases over the time ni nyina na kabom na do time near the amount as back pay
na mo explaining chair to we have this notion
yeah na be some here
it's honorable say in a way you saw the signs from even members of more constituency even your executives and at some point okay say oh me court time we say ya me nko bi onana
the tiani say we MP no sika bia when including your own earned money outside politics what be spending on politics
Obaba spend what politics?
Yes.
How?
I don't know how to abandon prime minister. I didn't want to mention figures, but she can't say no on the day. Let me say any reasonable.
How would the money for?
delegates were almost left and right near the.
Is that say no press say am to
no credit. When can you say no credit? And you crack a trivia years.
No, that's the picture I'm painting tray say. Oh, secretary be nim
secretary will be a because secretary ni bia obo. Na and I make a joke say and yet present say you be mention figures. And obi am person be but no credit woman say obi a obi contest primaries bia obi boka. Obi a see. O boka win.
Okay.
Say secretary and I say a free politics. I said the bear you bet me select the best fit person now.
Okay. Yet be a binum even be compo estate coin a delegate no. And your mammy 10,000 and away the 5,000 in a buyer. It is a wish share a womb pesia so honor. It's a same partner multimitiama delegates no.
To be honest with you, figures in the said the medical promise and yet they make figures be.
Oh,
but you know trace I can see.
I can say
oh be a the moment who he has a bamboo susa na a bobo susa can na foundation say be a bar so we just guarantee we don't have to mention figures. But secretary
make up opinion be a or kasa necessary or dia wonimu. At some point, the company say Okotoni fee or spending almost about 2 million Ghana cedis. If you say you spending about 3 million Ghana cedis.
Okwanye first raise a Sikadi campaign. May 2015. Miss me told me few mas. Yes. Now me told you so many to film all this time. I feel maybe you feel na mbesa Sikadi ko.
Akoto
kumasi o isha so
wow. No, kasi sika kesi yanzu ko meaning say last a time now to fee no and then the recent one is oboka ko mu chain that time no.
The recent one boka pa that time na mu so the Nyankopon ya bi say no parliament nyina na bisa eduma say lawyer.
Oh.
And I'm so my area of specialization here properties.
Okay.
Enti say I won say papa bi ewura mu ono so in respect of properties.
Okay.
So, na properties no we have one the obenya na dia kwekwa abasabra no.
So the properties no kwan ba ho na wasan dia kwakwa share. Politics no.
Say ya me yesika me mfankui enti na so ho efe no.
Say here the so be free was so. No so this way so na still house mo pesa mo kokko shemu.
Say na make say a calling. Say e free bi ba so a
it's politics near free.
Free. So we need a kumaso beya with me.
Okay.
And a moon near money or moon. So want me I reduce who to that level. Want me. They said me 2 years is here. I could be already 10 years. We share me Kruma no from Kwamiendi.
Of us.
Only intro. Kwamiendi. So we say, and they are who we all to your office. We say on this time's no woman, in terms of even age. And maybe a Colombian, maybe away. And the I do baby and a politician. As all just yes, as I said, the Munyam will be conformity. As all Panasa.
Okay. Now, Yembra a party mo. A nay. Obeka say you've been vindicated and you share a proboa party no after semu Lucy na omonko thank you to then running mates no san ye omampenyina bediachi Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia mema hint ni bi owura keno for riata bra ye kan say Ghana for do na ni empo mrahye bedwomfo no bi which honorable appear could be now can who be a case mompeno levy or my hint ye say a journey a hand time a rira and painful no be na kabumubi and na a mass and kubuni by na made the many which is so watch it o kasa o ko box answer me so to the tangent say to that will say even mrahye bedwomfo ni become omo ministers no wo hia bi kromba na na so wo free bi kra onfa sa brena na wo kasa ni be kasa e papa yi wo kasa o na wa party for yempeken ene ye o mampenyina be de akire enkane ana osan ye flag bearer akan no wo ho san ana
me nka say ho san me nyina na yedi mfomso no me so me contribute to bi ebi kra say me kan say kan ebi ana birim so adweyam say ma mfomso enti mfomso no de emfahyɛ di papa ko nyina ne mom vice president no ka say nei o ka say na it is any ne ka no sabre no yɛ de no wanka bi amoai so me ni microphone ni ko transcend yes debi o man no said ye kro na financial management no said ye kro e more man in fact ura for that ni me personally me ni as papa bia as body bia but we had the economy no for baby and free ni baby and economy na ye mhihie say ya hwe ya the body be bre ye manjoko no ni the government ni nyina enti for nothing at all for optics no crowd yes system ne hu say ya hu say nkoye ne system kra ne wie ya no nipa beti matiase enti kayesisa for that no obi fufuro so bebo enti sabre no na ne hia wo mo na enum so mo adwe yo mo sa no so o mo kasa bi mo ayi
ba mo anya wo
but o mo anya ya Yesu Kristo ke boy asendu mu sabe se ke boy asendu ko enti ka beka se kane ya ke no ne ka endu baby enti it is too late for anybody to want to point the same accusing finger. It's too late but time no ne ka no ena ne hia krofo beboy enti obi o beka se eno emna ema ya di nkugo na nkaya ye ne sa so na wotumi se obeye bi ne wanye no we better so be more
na yen share minimum painful pinum so ma ba out abekasa wo mu chiemu se enkane no na eye former finance minister se bi obey ye budget oba be redia sabre no na former vice president a play pivotal role pa wo mu nyina na jojo e go through but it got to a point ne kamia ye say he was not involved anymore. Enti wakasa sabre na dinti na one kebia mo ni say no no ankasa so no quote on quote or woni demons to deal with and be your can e mfentin wenti me anyesa
media se ko ba se anka leti sa se ne wokenya o kabia ne mfa ese so timi kana sem se adwuma ya ye bitumu fo mu nti fa mu nkoyi
o ma bonten meka
yes why not ese se what timi catch no
no say the way e be betrayal
president ya ye ba bonti be kan se when you free ata ene ne yadwuma na ye pekwa ya catch no woni nim na kwa ye adwuma no woni fie ya kwai
mo anya kwan sese
papa no woni ehia
mo de fa you know appropriate
ma chairmansa chairmansa so no say koko ka je say the president ni kasa
na responsible
so say chairmansa initially the group no nka ho na ebe ba say ye person ye kokasa chair president and your friends one way majority leader ti koka chair papa ni say person ni hia na edi komo no de freni okoba ye no oka chair say what mean secure meeting for us
how
say papa no ni hia di tia wa no so enti okasa na say oni ebrai na no nkotrase na cheche ensemu enti cheche ensemu no mu bie no eni esa kache se kono kache se semini ne kasa na ya so ya mechechi mu still ene ko ba se yesu so epese asem no babonti enti o chemensa ebu ne asuma okọ ya ajeyi enti ye kokya asem to de tramba bi ti dano ye kokya asem ye ma obi kotra ne chese ne be ya on sorry
obe engage no
so on sorry
enti no onimo mposa mo ka
na ni ya ye ko press conference enti ye press conference ni bi ansa no kura wo ti se na ye wo sa amna spobisa na ne akawi na ade ba ko na ye mawerho ne manu nyina mu ni se ye bobo ye ho dwindwine ho no penifo bia ntimi ahome sa hobobo no ne ye mean intelligence ba committee ba kwekwe be bia ye meeting no na president ho na state security nyina ho nso o mo ntimi am smell say bi say ikoso ye koye meeting no bi ebi wo mikrobi ebi wo kra I prepare for this. No, adi kosi say your friend wants a job for class and Mubishi Akrakasabra. Nobody picked that intelligence. And I'm always worried.
So, meaning, sir, the Anamo Canina Uncle Drew president anymore.
I say, Mumuna Mukokano, news to say, MPs B, say, a new Friata.
But say, feedback Amunia and say, President, literally on Peso Bishiamo.
So, not again, say, a Jamanaka.
Oh, so no more yes, I'm saying in Hadi.
Obia Tienka. Nampo, Yananko be coming, say, then the Jaya. Then the Jaya, they say, you know, your party for you, party penny for you, you name anybody.
Munina Beshia.
You could share Munina
and no president, baby. Okay.
Your name party penny for Asia, Asia National Executive Committee, Omunina, Miana presentation. Asia Council of State, Council of Elders, Omunina, Council of Patrons, Miana presentation. Anything, a Kobasa Nekasa, Papa Nicosia. And the last time we know opportunity, not as a number of TV and Yadin. Not penny, Cassia Pabia, but Mobeka say, Yaman Kwama, Igmanum Kosu. Na no babia base yewe World Bank program na ono aberiza na si be in field fufaba
and what is ever can once am so on
president be can once
but before no penny
bi na be chen yetrase
e wo party no
anyesa anka yenyai anyesa na ka ni abari nyadwuma na mo penny pa bi ogana ha yegyina ne efre no
President Kofana.
No prayer, the Munipa Crudi. Neso, a penny pa, not necessarily a politician. And no friend, or the Agribuso. And he, Chassis say, and Chasuna, and I am a free. Na, you are in himself, you and also. Uncle Barisa,
come me, Papa Bisa said, to move Phyllis and Nadana,
Uncle Barisa,
opinion of a kind.
Edi gba to fa no so no ono kro di ho ya se ko ba ni sa no de openi papa peni so amfa nya djuma no ko ye ya
na say ya dada ono penyin na penyin so abe dada
ono de nim se na ka di ye no ope na yan so ni hu ni se na ye dada na penyin so mi hu se papa penyin no amfa di ama no ai fata no na yes satam baby and you
na musa ko back enye
ko foi ka se ya mais ka nya no kure
ya ma muske bia
nya no kure
ya nse mafunu mu ma
nya no kure da
ana ya promise mu position bia na ya se bi na mama
sabre no 2022 ya be ko to 20 o mo ko ji post a kire o se mo
and within a cameras go no group ne bi mo ko ji position
Obia would post 6 months, 10 months to time no. Bia won't just because by the time about himself up to responsibility of office crown. That time now so. And then there's all
going to mean yes. But near or far was position be.
Go be a fan be that only some say or more from coming. That time. Major position no minimum say me omre am be adwuma no ama mo bom sama so
as I would obey my what
indiscipline pa kahona your party could do baby dream and I miss so indiscipline. You will not work with me or work under me with indiscipline no
honorable and they say bubu mama is okay say indiscipline e ka ho ni any bi e ye den tie no hu
say na ye hu yes ya free we ko ha free what is ya free bi
ya free we ko ha say
brabe you anu ha brabe you anu what is ya free bi
debi
me anu ye bi abe me so me adwuma wo ministry bi o na ministry no am ye adwuma to be honest
deputy minister
to be deputy on occasion bi a evaluation report or maybe chairman ye na ko ba se SSS no we ka je musa bin sign
Ade.
I didn't sign it.
Ade.
It was not the results of the evaluation. So I won't sign.
Na enema be na mo
Enti a friend me. Me minister say masa. Wo adwuma na me dey me sign apia ku mi. Me mo dey utim sign. Opedia and down. Me mo pa sa dey necessary dey me sign.
It eventually minister na sign.
Oh no, so it me sign. So and so dey dey me be free say and I will not chair the evaluation committee be say that must.
Nti na ye dey ade na mo.
And they have it way. You be a be ram them here. Be family pen driver. Maybe I'm be also. So
Ejuma be away.
Ejuma be here no abem be also. And enko say obi be frame me say and na we ejuma we no anye di na be.
Honorable me person me name like UTV ashefo nyina tie asem na wokan. But the do oba na so the parable be aba be she ho no. Be say wo decode e ma ye hu. Say mo evaluate ade. Na ye de ade a.
Na in all cases no say we di boni bi wo project mu a project ya dey successful. So
nti my project ben na
project bi to say Kumasi Accra railway line.
No credit ankoso.
And then India be hu ni dey hu. Project bi to say secondary Takrady to Kumasi railway line. It was the most attractive project in Ghana at the time.
Nti se yakasa no credit ankoso e de pote na enkoyi nti.
Ne oba we ni bid no the manual onu aye ho preparation no we the manual onim de nti a obede sani oye no e betimi aye adwuma no na o si chinchin na yam fa di pasmesi na enye e bia ni pasmesi onim sa no die no e bia ni pasmesi hwe say let me put this Kumasi Accra railway na wabeye aye bidi abeye market sounding kofu nyina ba fefefe enkrofo bi kura person mo ye adwuma no on build, operate and transfer basis Ghana Sikanim so obi person kofo bi free baby ba se information e apia ku bi transfer se yenya sa tabi enye so enti
na mo person kama ban someone na mo beje glory
na so obi dwi glory no ho a ebe me vote no obi dwi ne nipa we no dey ba no obenye bia here vote so it will happen and so nya pick signature the be say adwuma
nti no na ebeka na say create loot and share
me dey me share
no but say omo be create loot and share.
Why can't we do Accra Kumasi railway line when somebody wants to do it on BOT? Why? And na Buankra Inland Port na ho no Buankra asase no time my free zone no me dem die mu me ekoto asase no Inland Port no entimi je ye da ayi se railway kan obi a wodi sika be kwa se no Buankra bra railway mai no se ganiska
okay
and it ne hia pa se yes railway line no na ama Buankra so aye feasible ama discover Ghana abe Buankra as an inland port because enye nyansa say ubeyi ne ma otema edi egu kam na wasade ka na kodu Buankra na wayi egu fom na ochire bi wasa be fa ka foforo edi aba be sisa
wabanka we ye ejuma e wana say fi
enti sabre ya omoye no sa no a ye Buankra no enye railway line e sika say because we who ubi a opese wo ye adwuma nyamfaso na wode ne niema free temaport begu kem na kwakwa yegu Buankra na wo kina wasa kofa ka foforo abelodu asagum asade atoso a wo pemfaso ena obi anso ye adwuma bi anso pemfaso so enti Buankra inland port no se yenye railway a huni faso. Number 2, at the same time no na Buankra cry for railway support near railway project the person here dey call bupe aikofa akosombo edu baby ni say akosombo no kra no water transport no dey ready sa akosombo nso na ho no enua esisi mu no untumi nye navigation bia menye ye age say harvesting the engineering
frame.
In the end, so that project was not ready. And intermediate, na magbi na me say na me kan so and ke emphasize kanu e meye kumasi di so financing gap bi kra wo mu a em bridge financial gap no na yenya at least kumasi Accra to service Accra anya juma
nti wo kasa anya juma why na wo suggest we in a chair
anya juma no and he say we la na ye free tema port akosi e bi e friend Mpakadai. Mpakadai absolute bush. Absolute bush. And along the railway line, there is nothing attractive to justify the investment we put in that line.
Bibi anyone may have kono.
Now they go for say among na akosi na say na akosi.
And I make sense.
So it was an unnecessary.
Some suggestions on about the my work casisi brilliant.
My money pa ba ko wi as deputy minister.
Juma Bone.
Papa.
Ade na ye Juma Bone.
We are we purposeful. We are ambitious. Me no we catch them some deputy minister. We be anyone me.
Obeje. Ade na ye Juma Bone.
Na wo na sabio yansa kakra ba tim na bezo kan ye penya Juma.
And just suggest then wo boss no na anya Juma.
Anya Juma. Anya Juma ya nyina ye. We constructed the railway line from a port to the bush.
But it's not of use.
How can you justify that?
To bush.
So we will hold more attractive that kind of investment. So now, of course, contractor there or yet more critical. Those who are saying we will be obeying. So, but come to think of it. Economic value paying pana what sub project so e bi sabi e kase
what is so say railway you know so we no more twitwa e dey free ho
that na railway na kasa e busy line and go be antimi go gina ho so twa a redundant line
there's a motor sika guyo
any tissue a redundant line it will back me dey we are koso kwakutwa na seka railway no ye and the Kumasi and the signaling bibi o friend signaling signaling integrated one no and ka woni sika kura gina ho no bi wo kra no
na ohun to man fasa man some measures ni na man putting in place
and he said wo railway obitimi ye kuma ko gina wo bitwa now railway and then signaling no cover the whole line. And if you be a basis of it, so the baby, even Paddy Equaco to Quanuswa, so the project was poorly executed. It was not a project because say the size can hear Kumasi and can't me about life.
But why are you so keen in Kumasi? Is it because
no. I'm talking about complementary projects.
Okay.
One way of decongesting Tema Port is to create an inland port. Beautiful idea, but it cannot be a project, stand-alone project. As I said, we've been a feeding, and I'm a feasibility
study.
Feasibility, bankability, and justifiability. Back when that way, you see. Meanwhile, railway line and me and could do even as passenger line, it's not effective because who could do Mpakadai one way from Nwako, Nwako Faka, Nadia Twazako. Now, Faka, if you have Koyan, we do that.
Recently, Mekaisa, a minister for roads, now Waka Sano Machichichi. Trucks ni be free high call Burkina Faso and in the money but now I mean focus power railways needs to be so nesenke be pass it through those areas and I said be at least ye kwan ne ho so be juna say I say we mo ne say ye kwan ne be koso asay yo
say kwan no kra na zero no kra no omo ko beyond the limit obi en come here And I said, how dangerous the road has become. Or driving no observation of road discipline. Ghana for Kasani, in fact, Ghana for Kasani, in discipline, we enjoy it. And you can say different. I said,
I BPB. Okay. And party, any other political parties, is demonstrating. Honorable Kobe. Against the suspension of CJ.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I saw the party you.
Oh, middle party, na middle man so. Oh, na me so. To be honest, industry am more than the judiciary.
Yeah.
And it is attack no judiciary so. Now, if you say, and your last, your final sanctuary, Ubia, which the Ubiano, maybe I will hear Bambono. A judiciary. As a judiciary also come under executive tambua. Just only baby and go. And say, and penny 4 power organ her. Ya need me reduce your hook to say, as a colleague Jagro. Why you say to me, so you see, we must draw the line. Obi a bonnet now who say bonnet, correct him and not repeat. Okay, I say. Professor Kwe, as Speaker of Parliament, 2020, a ruling me about members of Parliament as independent. What's wrong? The law didn't say that. I came out to condemn it. That was wrong. And in 2000 and
condemn it, reverse decision.
Yeah, reverse it. But 2024, Speaker Babi, also so ye be a, what can this happy?
To say the Professor okay,
because you say, on one breath he is right because he is following precedent. But on another breath he is wrong because that is not the expectation of the law. And he, what can say on why you body, and you also an opportunity no, when you papa na beside then you yourself, you undermine your own integrity.
Meaning, sir, usually say we Juma bia ayana, you speak so highly of a Juma we Okasa say can say bani judiciary na. I mean omo honum etnet na the last resort I say even would PBB an interpretation of the law and all that and I say would feel say and near be a queti I want to say I would go down woman but almost so on some afa was a feel say woman ya tentene.
Well, attending any attempt chiano a relative to your understanding and the understanding of the law and also about interpretation the source of the constitution directive principles of state policy na embrano essentially the spirit to sustain the stability of the country. Me case be na say from them and top level chieftaincy matter na Supreme Court challenge even laws maybe because it is inconsistent with the Constitution. It's obnoxious law. Now argument so kind argument the kind of research na emu yekwa so ye ni nkunim ni nyina echi no empenifo atrasem so efechi so congratulate me
omo motena so na mo ani nkunim no omo fechi congratulate your party mpenifo
me party mpenifo court mpenifo no binum fechi congratulate me say it was excellent piece of work. Arguing the law, no, you should have won. But in relative to directive principles of state policy, say would the bema anchor the kind of insecurity and no and yet to two nibabako sacrifice a bit of his own personal right. It is a communal right, outweigh personal right. So shall it be. Okay, 2012, President Akufo-Addo was say, "Emrano send him more buateno, minimum yagi." So with this.
Now, honorable, you need to say, Anas expose or the buyer, I fa a judiciary service no. And also I can want the money public brain so and Lucy injured because I can manage Sabini and names will be quite media punching. Eko my judge, and my ruling case be in that person's favor. Now your name say a binoje at the mudie. Only say no soon ye na can one say accumulate and now no a binomo susu say a bano attention and I say be attention near dear judiciary honor name.
I am one person who would want to fight for the integrity of the judiciary.
Okay.
And of course, near course we are privy to announce the exposition. But also there is also a position in the law say you don't invite somebody into criminality. Find a person in crime and provide evidence to prosecute him. Now, the law is that if you facilitate somebody's commission of crime, you are also an accomplice. It is a woman idea but to mean say, Jesus in Guana, a son here with materialism or passive. When some say, Kutomina the way in Abema was if I did. Yeah, Jesus. And he said, we be the idea but to him say, now I'm here. I say, you create a crime scene, you create a criminal, and you want to hang him. So what about you who created a criminal?
Now, honorable, say, certainly, I Sabia come for you can say class worker, and so on. Even talking about a criminal, law, that aspect in the component. Two, intent. Say, Obi or Honma, because even Obi Obiakuni Pakrampono. You would share the intention behind the act, no? Meboa. And to me, MFT Perkupen Wakase, find the person in the act because Obi won't make it a kitan on the crampono. And so Obi won't more. A lot of people do believe in Anas, the principal, or you see, say, meet one me as a journalist. Sebi, se Obi eba mejumum, that's also about your commercial, sir. Your marketing department, I'm supposed to direct the person to that place. I'm not supposed to take money from the person. Na me di nipa no commercial na come say momo. But what the mention as
exposition now. And that's here. He capture a situation, a third party be, a disclaimer judge be, onu ehuriya or reporter in all the situations, onu nere attempt judge be.
Send any panel so your judges and be one more refuse ya one
which and you know this attempt judge no. Is he also not equally guilty?
No one say let's to honorable to say they working I will say indiscipline koso e wo ye man mu ye disa enkomo no adentina ye di bibe baba beto wanim na beka say I will not sign because you want to protect your integrity for posterity's sake me boa
me de asem ya mekai so we ba no beka say they became me boy. I'll begin to mention names. So, Nipabia, Okahu no, Otewa, we need said the Mika Yanukrano. So, about say, and you can Yanukra, and the Baba says, I don't motivate me, say, so, I say, and they can make an ina. You hear they say, you hear a level of discipline in administration at all times.
But what you say in your case, you were tempted to be involved in corruption, but you let me deny. And so what actually prevented others from?
It didn't get to the point of even corruption.
No, what happened? No signature. What would you say about compromise?
Names be a near column. Names no excite me. So what Banasi, remember, now what's Mount Sombra. And he, Bobra.
Think names in SI say with the Angabe. No, say with the Angabe.
One person, minimum. Obia to me every room. Minimum. Obia to me. Enti body mi kra na se my BM so decided the abonia. My mikra me yeah my business me punish.
It is in case you conversation with former boss na that time minister na obe confirm it to asema work as see.
You make masem.
So because of that into one so one sign.
So make be different. On cause no can no can. Anyway the brother so you really say Mary plan.
Okay.
Yes we make. So kase and the boy na makai
no watch it. Okay.
One sign. So, and so, do be neka.
Obenya nko be sign.
Project ni kura ko binu de court.
Say emma ne maso na say emra so.
Say esisu na mpria, say be court na ko. Na me susu, o mu court mu fe me dance ya, enka ba bi dia dance pa.
Eh. Ntinka unyesa wo reject ya nka boss nko be sign ana.
Me de minimum.
Oh.
Me sign. On so ko pa ko sign. On so once.
Okay, now you share thank you, but before that, I want to say judiciary, there's an attack on them by the ruling government here now.
Oh yes, premeditated.
Oh.
Who say a brand na ye campaign na penifo wo ndisi mu no mu kana bia say omukokoto omunya atentini enti no court no enim omu. Me no munya bi most of the decisions in every court by me the omo court no ya na me read omo applications ni nyina most of them were flawed.
Now say nyom nkwa na ka I remember say on about Kanapa so compo
Kanapa lawyer on tiase jano kana bi na Kanapa accountant nti omo na gin ko hosa omo asemo kan no on tiase anti me chede se ebi on application bi o bedawa no who said we it is dead on arrival. Most of the applications that is now because me and my colleagues be and because some parliament say adewe adekwe o kwa mama kugu akudi who fail. Then this application is based on political thinking, and yet me who a lawyer, when you wear your legal cap, don't dilute it with a political cap. So we could time court to go. Now you must a lawyer. It is only a day frivolous court. Now say, yeah, in farmer what? I didn't we can say court to Nigeria. Because there was a case of Abulai, the Attorney General. Abulai, a fairly, and they be only the prayer negative. At the same time, let me small file application. I may pray for the ruling now. Court to the buyer. And Tibra Bass say, they say, come consolidate and consolidate. No, we saw your ruling, no be answer no way. We are ruling, no be, not me positions, not me claim, and no court naka. Nevertheless, court no call him back. A ruling bia na free me application any application on we say standing order number B 102 inconsistent with constitution and therefore it must be expunged. Abulai and pleading but me pleading court no be kan ho asem eno ye baby wo ha and kana Abulai a very technical here come who say it is not something before the court. So, but the court was seized with that information because of my application. But in the case of Kwachi versus Attorney General, Supreme Court said they will not make any declaration in a vacuum. When there is no issue before them, they don't make any declaration in that effect. So that matter was not before them in that case. So, but I know the technical also. The case of Back when me my believe say and so the case of Afenyo Markins versus Attorney General.
Anko ye saying.
Me my view. Satam no omo file this application. No speaker can hear.
No one can say no one declare.
No, yeah, ruling there.
Seat no vacant.
There be no yeah ruling there. So that application was in anticipation of the ruling like that.
So they envision says
yes. So speculation has no roots in an application before the court. So me my people, I can say court will dismiss it. Application.
No, another way. So I'm
dismiss the application. And can speak a bias ruling. Then you take it because the matter is before.
And another thing, so they say Supreme Court they don't sit on Fridays.
Hold your say.
And no uncle and your would to Musa.
Me my people.
Na Friday is almost sitting and so
premature.
Sitting and so
sitting there. The Supreme Court by their own practice direction. Se bibi bana eye necessary.
Ebiesida.
Supreme Court bet me transi kwesiara.
Ebiesida.
I'm say ebra no mo ye 2012 hearing no. There was a ruling like that. There was a practice direction like that. Say impo ebase associate transi. Yes, in the case of Pebu versus Attorney General, Martin Pebu versus Attorney General number 2. The court determined, say Kobase will be on the 48-hour rule. Say Obi right is being trampled upon her. That's the time no crown a weekend. A court must sit.
Okay.
And it is also practice rule. They say even a judge in his bedroom can give a ruling where necessary.
See another issue and also bas so ruling in banten terminal and on our day no.
Ruling they will be a say court will be because justice delayed is justice denied. But the mimic about Afenyo Markins versus Attorney General and say we reconcile no with Kwachi versus Attorney General. That's a Maya in the assembly. Satama
na speaker enka na asembia mbae na then na woye mrenim ni na wo share honorable Alexander Afenyo Markins also ye mrenim ni na wo sign eye wo party enso asem e didn't na one boy rem anka ho asem
yeah ka say law students BTA and minim de tia min lawyer for ko mu nyina nyama biem o mu kokot o mbeba ha we was so your office was so back was so yeah continuous legal education yeah preocupa so lawyer na mi adisia the be ayi nyina institution there institution there enti obi tie enti I'm telling you what I understand the position of the law to be now most times I respect people who challenge and beat opinions with superior opinion. Rather than challenge me with a stronger legal opinion. Na mi kase betucha mo.
Ba bibia samba.
Na bibia samba ya. It continues to be opinion anyway. Na judgment is different from opinion. If you want more opinion, this other judgment is different. You have to succumb to the judgment.
Honorable Nebis say LGBTQ plus as a minor honor that a then a Supreme Court and 10 times on our arresto. A bass as same way the only ruling a ban 10 no dear the
narrative principles of state policy. Assembly or hold more a buy and so.
LGBTQ and the dasso.
In our question setting, what you say? Assembly or a bar as a movie in view inside the assembly bar. Assembly or movie and panto and a chayaka. So, assembly and the legal consequences if it is done expeditiously or otherwise. LGBTQ. Brana ye can say ye the court asema court and the president ultimately me say because the position of the law Reverend Dr. Abuaji Yankwa versus Attorney General. So, I say, in the discharge of your constitutional duty, no injunction can restrain you. Say, oh yeah, and their constitutional small say, yeah. Estopel cannot impeach that performance. Estopel, just say, you are not allowed to do. And their constitutional small say, yeah. Another constitutional creation cannot impede you. It is a constitution, say, minye mimuatenya na waba say my application say me ma wonye judicial function no constitution dey about you will not succeed. Enti ada na beko court say ukwa impeach obi a oye constitutional duty ebi ni application anyway. I don't want to refer to any pending matter.
No, honorable, you can judicial
establish legal principle.
You can judicial
cannot impeach the performance of a constitutional duty.
I don't know, but only be make establish clarity. Yes, share a binom the component now CJ and Semia Bay or National Democratic Congress if you say a judicial more size or more administrative, in favor of a political party. And in Naka Ebintina now, mammy, Ghana card issues a buy a judge question and some a buy. When you say more point.
Well, judge question case made me feel say, and indeed I told the lawyers, say, law no on public representation act no People's Representation Act and my 3 conditions are ukokotwa so consider one either say ukakachile court to say yeah annual election now you call for a rerun and now say ubeka say the court na the ECI no the council you maintain declaration and now say ubeka say EC now yeah no ankoye enti informa the second person. So and in all cases I'm following in amuko court we pray for the first one say enti without more now okay enipa be miensa na akoye election amokoto aba omoto aba no wa wudi ka no yesi wini no who was 70 years. And then I can say a term there, they declare second person the winner. Second person, Bonnie Ben Wire, and you see subject to another round of election. But you get what you want when you ask that in the court. Court no see you so it is not the court that will find the law for you. The law is there. See. And you know me and said so to court to her. But I couldn't say you came for I couldn't say you came in fact the second person then declared as winner. And I couldn't say Yanka said the ECA the council. Now no can say you came near San rerun. Now I say you to Brika. You to Brika Yakowie and the ho. You know, when I did first, but on the crown, a frato, you are disqualified. That is what happens. It's the second person that is considered a winner. Argentina, what you can bre now, but on a frato, you see, as I go here, I say to me,
as a for from.
When you say the panel, what is second? Now you have manu, I said, I'm what day. And in effect of elections, she disqualified first one, near farmer second one. What it means is that you can also pay for you and also for me. How fair are you to that person?
The second one, more candidates.
Be careful, say, we had the whole spectrum of the law and provide and lift what suits your circumstance.
No, but me say the second person
and
any candidates na.
So we call court no. We can court to say first person no because of procedural breaches and breaches of the law in terms of the background representation. And in the name we declare second person winner. The court will have done that based on the law.
Okay. Ye free one bra thank you to. And that was last month and I'm on starting ye kwako dasi ye former flag bearer and ana edi nimu. Na thank you to no emu no abronye ene honorable Kennedy Japan. There was a banter. We say binum bedi kokeka yesi midin se me support flag bearer and enye no say mu nyina mahu no kre no honorable Kennedy Japan sorry ye say nye political party ayesi enka mum moa nka sebi ehiafo kwenti mi nkasa me hu say wo mo amahwe wo mo talkers de ama wo mo ewi echi bepie mu asante mantemo ma KNUST babunu bi ye won second me nam so e ma honorable Ken suspend or withdraw from we say no come along the lines yet say chairman Stephen team so and so a free more is over attending to other duties. Do you think say thank you to no na a proper channeler mobitimi edi akamo ho abomwana because out of that na name we
need about the dikano regional mean I apologize to all Ghanaians say name na ekoso party no enye papa nti pa manfo nyina chew na in the first place thank you to media and you heard me because say from beginning no na ehu hia nempo
say na hu hia nti ka say hu hia
ehu hia mpo na me hu say ehihia mo ahihia no ase ye hyeda ma enkrofobia kwenya momodi kai ye betu bika na esi udi kai akoko gina ni mbo
enkrofobia to say the former vice president na
well mo ekono no ngwana kwa o mo ekoni nyina na the woman say
free obi a o ana
we are privy to that.
Okay.
But the woman say a day na dey koda ho ase se obi say ade a wo yi wa anye ni yeti metwe aso a wo se me da ase so obi ka che osisi ase ade a wo yi wa anye ni nti ya wa ye ni wa anye ni yeti metwe aso apologize first and then here na nkofo eto abanman no omusi yabrabo anso omani to mo to tia yi akona kaza okusa akona na sia I said here to pese utitia na nimkra
sa ebinum so koto ye
ebinum koto ye no dudu no a oman koto no ni omo koto ye no omo koto ye so mo nya de obope enti ye nyina kabum ani anje abrabo abema omo nya de obope me feel say it should be say we apologize to you for your misbehavior. Dear baby, and make here. Apology no here before say and conform to Bejatum so more pachodia and the acham near that once. Now without the apology, no Babuka repentance precedes forgiveness. So why Bonnie
no be pacho.
Now obedase
nti so pacho wie a unu na pacho na obedase de na ya gi atom
forgiveness no beba ansa na sidaba
oh nti pacho na de achew na fi wa ba bedase nti ono bo mami mbisa wo constituency ho no no lucy ye no wanda wo manfo ase
dabi menye
na wakopa wo chew
I chew pa no de wo ebeye na opportunity bi ebenya no wo I saw them too. Yeah, it's me. Fakonya.
Apacho.
Said the Akosu Bia Nemu. You can say keep the constituency together. Let's work together for the betterment of the constituency. So, anti media. Yankupon de make and say a quite bisia. The Papa B.
Ebi.
Anti. Maybe
Anti. Mashabe demo. A quiness and a quine Papa de Hen.
Ama we catch you. We catch you some process me.
I want to.
Obi fear causes.
Na on me so say anka saa ensem ne sai say yewdi a empemfo ni bi exhibit no nka foot soldiers no emum kom na nka say ye hu free wo mo ho se panyini I mean nipa na call primaries na wenya no mom ne chairman is a constituency and regional chairman enya sa we say actually for no dey no mo nsu afa free wo mo
wo mu ni nyina ne say in this American video adena ejira prompting sa na penifo mu tutuma man mo sa ejefe enti enya dia ye kire kwara na kire papa but I won't say it also shows the system no nye enye dmeyi pa say penifo party na makujina bontim tutuma mo sa inkoyi enti me de me madwem se sebdi kaka sa de kwa ne komiya hu hia kura na ebeko apology or thank you whatever it must be the party structures so be said there and yes candidate A candidate B mumremenko candidate A candidate B ni after the election so we have a party the necessary koso nemum the attack na koso no de enye media me media make can say omunyai sa de momuye no anyway akase we akase akokye obi kutupa so godi the way atem ehuya me see the way to lead to win my respect is to beat me with superior argument not abuse.
Okay.
And I said I understand Ken honorable Ken ya na do baby bonia ya pa ye nyina ye nipa yorinti se bibi saba ya na wan hye wakoma so a me better me nke mi jiro so bi a me hwe ni school
to talk man no or campaign against
try to my temperature but we decide na chizo a we get complete human being because at the same time so obi a me boa no bi so endam kwan bi so boa me pa so how do I reconcile the two as is of the way na chi na ko to once so because the obey biano bibe hunu papa bibe hunu body enti emotional balance no winya in political leadership enti po me no jao na the purpose no we di matema my response one I'll be quiet
onkasa
maybe na eno so ye more effective since me bi ma no some ke bi acho because you see say nyansafo kasa na say wo no ye kan nyansafo be ka waka since baby wa no nyehu za akwawi
say bi ye so woka say o mpemfo empa chew na HD4 no fa enche ansa no mo de thank you akono me na no party organizers no ebi ekosra His Excellency the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo e ma ne do to womanim se womunyai se eso mu feel sorry for themselves na wo put yourself together na come back na nye stronger said be 2028 wo bit me defeat
woro na gwen
won ne nya adwen wo ho sa
woro ne de no me say I'm quoting from the Bible. Si Nyankopon kura no yer boni a repentance na Nyankopon dia chew asana asida atuaso. I'm not saying he's wrong, but this is me my position the way I understand it. And into bia wo nim say ofa kwa bi so afum bibia me feel say the better approach is to render apology. Na solicit forgiveness ni fi colleague no odi ache we wi no minua ne wa e bi me da wase na we see you forget it na yere
omo put yourself to remember they should feel sorry for themselves say omo
sorry no yeah you feel for yourself eni pa bi na hu ye say ya mo ebreyi enti nye ya na hu ye say ya mo ebreyi enti omo hu ye say ya mo ebreyi no e pe bi papa bi catch wrong and give them assurances. Okay. Say it will not be like that.
Okay.
So, party no more ye party. Ebu for be we mu. Ebu ye mu against each other.
And come me bisa so man penye. Do you feel, you know, I don't know if the better word, disappointed. Say move offonte Ken must go near day and no kind of indiscipline because what the anya so be tolerate is e be fa wo pona no kwa de a won ti ase e won pene ni nyina ka ho na contribute with the party against you because of that in ma will lose elections no ana we dey wrap up na obi so ebeka se party no so enye wo hwe na sabre no wo kai kwadwoba frempong no ajeman we accuse you, we said there was a primary to be away or garage. Binom Becca say party Nunina rally behind you, support it or now to me at the buy. I didn't know who you be almost to say they are now you're blaming them say or more Ekahumbi and Ulusi and no be saying.
Remember what's in the baby doesn't mean I can say party for the memory. I've never said that.
Okay.
But I went to election, I lost it. As far as I'm concerned, factors I've lost.
But no Kahumbi.
Oh, factors I've lost.
Because at some point you must also resources no.
Party for no.
Maybe
call you a garage near the
correct.
It never happened like that.
Okay.
But like you're saying, politics thrives on perception and propaganda near the. How could I have done that? Somebody about to open the garage. How could I?
But I would say,
okay. Oh, and I'm so coalition. I am not complaining to anybody.
But I know a lot of disservice.
Disservice, the mere baby. So how would I do that? And remember, the coalition, I wasn't successful. That's as much as I want to take. But I want to apologize to everybody. Say, whom me say, me was saying him there. Namias me whom me say. Of course. So me, if I say me minister for. In fact, I did back one Ghana for my own money. If you say minister in an area, grey area, you have no knowledge, you will still accept it. And say me committee me, World Bank meeting me. Minister Bitiwa, the can go on yesterday.
Minister Ben,
how did it happen? So
Minister recently
Obi now chairman say you have to come to redeem.
Oh no, but recently recently
so-called minister. And someone can
Mr. recent. Recent.
Sometimes one appointing microphone. Who appointing microphone? That's your background.
Okay.
Almost experience. Your almost predisposition. And baby,
but knowledge about baby, I didn't be quite no.
Because president and I could follow frame so Mama Korewe in this ministry. Because as a master, I mean, the way they mean there, engineer, wouldn't be okay. See, you were once an investment promoter.
Okay.
In your time as an investment promoter, you achieved some successes. Indeed, one of them, industrial park at Waterman. Me and make sure proposal, me and defending the World Bank. And I be industrial park now. And sir, promotion, now you know. What's it on occasion or hear me? I'm a investment promotion. And railway ministry, investment, and it's in the call. And pass me quiet, Michelle's investment promotion.
So they be so bad, fund there, and so one tear.
Mexican can be the whole was still South African banks. Therefore, bank back where a can was making. Or no, the job ticket in the call. Or more office or Peters Road, so a bank. Omo branch was South Africa. Omo form consortium. Now omo person omo raising $10 billion.
At the fund. And I am. I know how can you penny say hindrance or honum na.
Obisi.
Yema winye.
Billion percent. Yemfa geogiska.
And I'm sad then one can't show man penny say. Oh, will be mama okwan.
Enipa client me hunu me kwa bere no.
You know, Mena was a pa umre and wadaje. Thank you so much.
So I came Obi aye dasini. And you officer me twatro.
For evidence bra. pacho aha say na ye honorable and dia pia ko bi enkane ma shebedwani e ma asante achem north e na ye no atwetwe nkomo e wo 101 so guso a e hye Adekye Nsroma ko ba bia ye gi abofo nkrato e be basisia